from now. Let's get the view from America. John Tierney joins us, who is from the Center for Arms Control and joins us live from Washington. John, good morning to you and welcome to the program.
Well, good morning to you. Thank you.
John, I begin by asking you, in terms of negotiating a long-term deal here, how do you believe that will be possible in terms of verification? We had Mike Pompeo, the US Secretary of State, talking about verifying the fact that North Korea can give up its nuclear arms. How likely will that be, do you think?
Well, it's going to have to happen if there's going to be any agreement at all. And I think the model, even though the Trump administration won't say it, is going to be the Iran agreement. Those have the broadest verification terms of any agreement that's ever been negotiated. And I think that people in the United States will expect that the terms will be at least hitting that mark. So the difficult part on that is whether the North Koreans are willing to go that far, how long it'll take for them to accept the fact that they'll be going that far, and then whether or not this administration in Washington is willing to allow for the time for those negotiations to work out.
Is it a possibility?
I think it's a possibility. Look, the President Trump has already lowered the expectations. He came into this with a sort of a reality TV view of everything going to happen in an hour sit down, and I think the diplomatic reality has struck him over the past couple of weeks, and I think he now knows that this is a process. So if the terms are set now for how that process might work out, and if the parties can build some modicum of trust, and by having small things done now at this point in time, then it can work out. It'll depend on the patience of two very petulant individuals, so that remains still to be seen.
Are you perhaps, gauging by what you've just said there then, confident that anything concrete is going to come from this? Or do you believe that we're a long way away from any real sense of that North Korea is going to completely denuclearize?
We are a long, long way away from that, and I think this president finally realizes it. I think that both men will just claim victory if they can say that they're working toward the goals that each of them want. For that, the United States, of course, wants total denuclearization the way it defines it, and the North Koreans want a sense of security for their regime. They want some access to the global economy, and I suspect they also want some relief from sanctions. But everybody knows that all of those things are going to come at the end of this process, not as was originally hoped by Donald Trump, that would come in an hour. That's not going to happen.
John, we're grateful for your time. Thank you so much for discussing the issues at hand as we are just a few hours away from the start of that historic summit. John Tierney there, live in Washington.